You are listening to the Business Casual Podcast, and I'm your host, Carissa from CarissaLene.com. Welcome to the official episode 1 of the Business Casual Podcast. I am going to kick off this episode talking about launching a little bit. And I want to talk about launching when it comes to the podcast, this podcast, the one you're listening to right now. I thought that was like a good way to kind of open up the door to what we're going to chat about, but also share behind the scenes of what I'm doing and how things are going to go. Plus an opportunity for you to get inside of the lunch and also become a giveaway winner of some awesome prizes that I have every single day this week. So if you're listening to this, then you may want to go check out the businesscasualpodcast.com right now as you're listening so you can get in on all the goodies. All right. So without further ado, let's get into this launch strategy. So initially, I wanted to do something just to bring the attention about the Business Casual Podcast. Like I didn't really want to do a whole lot because I have some things working in the back end that I'm working on that requires a lot of my attention. So I wanted to be smart about this, but I also wanted to, not have to do a whole lot of things. So what I decided to do was do like a week of a giveaway, kind of a week launch. So I'm going to be, of course, promoting the lunch everywhere, sharing it with my email list. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, like I mentioned earlier, and a couple more things just to really get the word out there and get people to listen, get people to review, to subscribe, to rate, to share, all the good stuff, and reward those that do. So, let's get into that. So for the most part, what I really am going to really focus on is my community on Facebook, the Launchers Lounge, and my email list, of course, getting them to be the most active and engaged and to encourage everyone else they know to do the same thing. Now, of course, if your audience isn't, really worried about what I'm talking about, it won't really work. But if you are, then that's all worth it for me, and I'm okay with that. But the idea here for me is that the more people that, of course, knows about it, the more people that are going to be more inclined to listen to the episode. So that really helps because my goal is to become it's one of the top 100 podcasts in the new and noteworthy section, either during this week of the launch or in the next week. So I'm really wanting it to be this week though. So I'm trying to put in the work to make it happen. And I know with all that I'm putting in, I think it will. I think it definitely will happen. So what am I doing? So one thing I'm going to do that I already have done was mention it to some of my closest friends that are entrepreneurs and business owners themselves to get them to, of course, share it and subscribe and rate it and all that good stuff, but also share it with their community. So I'm letting them, of course, choose how they want to share because I'm not going to be picky about that. But I definitely, ask them first, hey, I'm talking about this. This is my audience. This is how the show breaks down. If you're interested, I would love it if you can be a part of just sharing it and kind of promoting it, helping me launch it during the week that it's live. And they were all like, yeah, of course I'm going to do it. So I'm really excited about that because that's always a great piece of confidence that you need when you're in the middle of launching anything. So ask your friends first. If you're thinking about launching, ask your family and friends to be, your backbone during your launch and then go from there. So I'm starting there. And of course, my next step is also my email list, my email friends, as I like to call them, and also my Facebook community, the Launchers Lounge. I'm going to, of course, reach out to them, and I'm really making them be really active, hopefully, during the week with sharing the emails that I'm even sending out to talk about it, sharing the emails, sharing the content, in the Facebook group that I'm sharing and rewarding them. So I'm with Active Campaign, which I will talk in detail about in other episodes. And they have a cool feature where you can actually give points in the back end to subscribers based on their actions they take in the email. So for instance, if you subscribe to my email list, you're one of my friends, hey, you can definitely share the email that I'm going to send out about the podcast, share it out, send it to a friend, share it on social media. I don't care as long as it gets shared. And then when you do that, you're going to be given some points. And so by what that does in the back end is that it basically tallies it up for me under your contact name. And so I can look at all the points and who has the most and all that good stuff. And I can, of course, reward you. So that's a part of my giveaway system, too, is that I want to reward the people that are the most active and that really do like the podcast and really don't mind sharing it with their friends. You can share an email as many times as you like. You can share them every single day that I'm going to be giving it, going to be sending them out. So that really opens the door to a greater possibility of, being able to, give one of the giveaway items. Now, I won't share what the giveaway items are because I do want that to be a little bit of a surprise. So if you want to check it out, of course, go to the businesscasualpodcast.com and get on it. And you can also just join my email list from there as well and my Facebook group from there. So don't worry, I'm not leaving you out if you're listening to the podcast. I'm like, where do I go? Just go there and it's all going to be there for you laid out. Okay. So the idea is that after, the people that I shared on my email friends, my Facebook community, my friends that's going to share it out for me as well. I want them to all go to of course, to rate, subscribe, and to leave a comment if they can. Just, sharing, how much they like the episodes based so far from what they've heard, what they're looking forward to, and all that good stuff, just to really get the engagement going, right? And then once they do that, they go to the businesscasualpodcast.com and they'll go scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's gonna be a Facebook comment section, and you're just gonna leave done or whatever you want to leave on there. You can leave anything, testimonial if you wanted to, but you can leave whatever you want on there. As long as I'm assuming that if you leave a comment there, you heard the podcast, obviously. So you know that you're part of the giveaway, and that's how you enter into the giveaway. And some of the items that I'm giving away will be mailed items. So, of course, if you, I'm going to make sure that everyone is in the U.S. for those items. And if you're not in the U.S. for those items, then I will just hook you up something else if you happen to win. So don't worry. But so that's the easy part. Is just rating, reviewing, subscribing, sharing with other people that you think would be interested in the topics that we talk about here on the Business Casual Podcast. And then you go on to the Facebook plug-in pay or Facebook comments on the businesscasualpodcast.com and just saying done. And that's it. Simple, right? So that also is a little trick though, because I'm sharing with you some little secrets here, because it brings about social proof on a page. So whenever you can share testimonials, any type of features, anything that's really going to make people see that other people are engaged, they like you, you're qualified, that you are actually liked and trusted by other people, it's going to make them trust you a lot quicker and a lot easier. So that social proof will make other people that come onto my website see that people are listening to the podcast. They actually do like an episode or two, and they should probably take a listen as well. So it really, really, really just brings it all together. So definitely try that little tip out if you are, curious about how to bring just more awareness and more kind of trustworthiness to your pages on your website. Try that out. All right. But it can work anywhere. Honestly, Facebook groups, it can work. Facebook pages or social media in general, it can work. So that's that. I'm going to be sharing with my email list, sharing my Facebook group, sharing with my friends, and then of course promoting just on social media in general. Of course, I will have the blog post that's going to be published. So it won't be necessarily, of course, like a transcribed blog post, not yet. That will be in the future though. But right now, it's mainly there to hold the specific podcast episode. So you can go to my blog, and if you subscribe to my RSS from my blog, then you can definitely get the updates whenever I post new blog posts. So it's really great for people that are subscribed. They can just automatically get those updates and don't have to worry about constantly checking my blog to see if I have anything new coming out. So if you happen to go to my blog, then you will definitely know that the podcast will be coming out, or a podcast has been already published, and it's going to be published every day. So every day I'll have a new podcast blog post published with the podcast on there, an episode on there, click the tweet, some notes or links that I might have mentioned, all that good stuff on there. That way, just like a concise version of the podcast podcast, you won't get a full detail of what we talked about because, again, I'm not transcribing just yet, but I do plan on it. So I know a lot of people are readers and they like to be able to read and all that good stuff. So don't be mad at me too much, but I'm definitely going to get that done because I do want you to be able to have both options. But you have a fancy podcast player there, so you can listen to things and double speed if you needed to. All right. So besides social proof, sharing it with everyone, having my friends and family be involved in it. And I say friends, I mean like my entrepreneurial friends that also has an audience that's going to share with their audience as well. Sharing, getting the social proof on my businesscasualpodcast.com page, and of course updating my blog to show that on my personal website CarissaLene.com that it's actually scheduled blogs are being scheduled and pumping out there as well. That's kind of the basics of what I'm doing, and that's pretty much almost it. I probably would do some other things if I see things are dying down, or if I just want to just take things up a notch, but I really just want to focus on the podcast launching for this week only, because I have a lot planned that I can't wait to share with you on the podcast. So if you're listening to this, be sure to go in and support, and also just be a part of the party. And you can hang out and do all that stuff at thebusinesscasualpodcast.com. Get on in there. If you're not one of my email friends, so you want to get on there to get even more giveaway, prizes and whatnot. And just because my emails are darn cool, and so I think you definitely can get a double dose of goodness from me via my emails as well. And of course, join the Facebook group if you want to get a part of that as well. But all in all, that's kind of the whole gist of what I'm doing. I, of course, do plan to use Pinterest a big time. So I'm not going to do any ads per se, I don't think, at least. So I don't think I'm going to talk about that. If I happen to do them, I will let you all know. But I'm definitely going to use Pinterest. I'm creating Pinterest images for every single episode, and I probably will do a couple of them. That's normally what I like to do, is a couple different images per episode. They're really template based, so I won't be changing much. Maybe the color or maybe the background image that I use. But other than that, they'll be pretty much the same exact style, just a little bit of a difference, because of course people will appeal to different things, and I want to get the maximum reach possible. So yeah, I'll definitely do that. And I think that's about it. I'm definitely on, of course, I'm syndicating to iTunes, to Stitcher, and to Google Play Music. So that's going to hopefully help a little bit if I decide to. I'll probably go to SoundCloud or other places too, just depends. But right now, that's where I'm hanging out and where you can listen to the podcast if you wanted to. But all in all, I think that's all that I'm going to be covering for the lunch, this for the week of the lunch. If I happen to do anything surprising, because sometimes I get a fancy idea or see something else that's working, I'm like, ooh, let me try that looks real good. And I actually have an idea, like a list idea of lunch things to do for launches that I'm eager to try out. So who knows, something might come about in the next couple of days. But so far on day one, that's what's happening. So get into action. Go to thebusinesscasualpodcast.com. And I can't wait to hear all that you have to say about the episodes as they come out. All right. I'll see you in episode 2. Bye, you guys. So that's it. That wraps up today's episode of the Business Casual Podcast. If you loved today's episode, I would so appreciate it if you go on over to iTunes and subscribe and leave a review and a comment to let everyone know how much you enjoyed today's episode and the podcast in general. If you would like to, please share this out with any of your friends on social media. You can always keep up to date with all things the Business Casual Podcast on thebusinesscasualpodcast.com. And if you want to join a fabulous group of new and inspiring business owners, then I highly recommend you join us inside of the Launchers Lounge on Facebook, simply by going to thebusinesscasualpodcast.com/community, and I'll meet you there. Don't forget, if you're on Stitcher, rate and review us there. We are hanging out on Stitcher as well. And of course, if you want to be a guest on the show, or if you just want to get your question answered, go to thebusinesscasualpodcast.com/ask, and I will answer your question live on the show. And that's all for today. I'll see you on the next episode of the Business Casual Podcast. Bye, you guys.